Hi students, today we are about to begin a new lesson, Horegalu by Sudhamurthy. And this is just to introduce to you the Horegalu. This is a stone which can bear weight, and you can see it's a very old one. And the story is about a Horegalu, and we shall watch the video on Horegalu. Thank you.
Hot summer days remind me of my childhood in a little village. There was a large banyan tree right in the middle of the village, and I would spend many hours playing under it during my holidays. The tree was like a massive umbrella with its branches providing much needed shade and succor. Travelers spent some time sitting under it and catching their breath before going on their way. To make them comfortable, there was a horegalu under the tree. Horegalu literally means a stone that can bear weight. It was a large flat stone placed horizontally over two vertical ones. Cool water would be kept in earthen pots near the bench, and people would quench their thirst before starting their journeys again. The Horegalu in our village holds special memories for me as it is inextricably linked with my grandfather. He was a retired school teacher and would spend hours every day and sitting under the banyan tree and talking to those resting there. When I would get tired of playing, I would sit next to him and observe the people he was speaking to and listen to their conversations. Most of them were villagers taking a break from their work in the fields nearby. They had to walk long distances each day, carrying heavy burdens on their heads. Tired out by the heat, they would drink the cool water, wash their faces with it, and chat with grandfather. Their conversation would be about their daily lives and worries. Master Ji, this summer has been so hot. I have never seen such dry weather. Or, Master Ji, it is getting difficult for me to carry these large loads on my head. Thank God for this Horegalu. I wish my son would help, but he only wants to go to the city. They spoke about the difficulties they lived with. The Horegalu was an important feature in their lives, and as a child, I would not often understand why they blessed it so often for being there. After all, it was only a stone bench. It was my grandfather who told me, "Child, a Horegalu is essential in any journey. We all carry our burdens according to our situations and capacities. But every once in a while, we need to stop, put down that burden, and rest. It helps people regain their strength." My grandfather could only listen to them, but just talking to him seemed refreshed them for the journey. After some time, they would pick up their burdens with some ease and go on their way. Later on in life, I got to see something that reminded me of that stone bench once again. I was working in Mumbai. One of my colleagues, Ratna, was a senior clerk, middle aged and always smiling. She had done her graduation and been working in the company for nearly 25 years. She went about her repetitive, mundane work with an infectious cheerfulness. Every day during the lunch hour, she would sit with some person in one of the rooms and they would have long chats. I would often wonder what they talked about. Ratna, what do you talk with each person for the whole lunch hour? Ratna smiled and said simply, they share their troubles with me. But how can you solve the troubles of so many people? Do you always have an answer for them? No, I only listen. I was young and incredulous at such a simplistic outlook. But Ratna answered with the same patience and affection. I'm not a trained counselor or an intellectual. No one can solve your problem. You have to do it yourself. God has given me 2 ears to listen to others. I hear them out with sympathy and without any judgment. When a person in trouble or under a lot of strain finds an outlet for his worries, it relieves half his burden. I never betray their confidence. They tell me their worries because they know I will never talk about it or gossip about it to another person. Only when they know their words are secure with me can they talk to me freely. This way, I relieve their burden for a short while till they are ready to pick themselves up and carry on with their journey. Her words uncannily echoed my grandfather's sitting on the stone bench under the banyan tree. Perhaps in their own ways, without access to great wealth, both these people were doing tremendous social service. No one thought of acknowledging their work or rewarding them for it. But they continued to do so as these acts of kindness gave them joy. If ever now I happen to pass a Horagalu in a village, I remember them and wish there were many more of them in this world.